Hello and welcome to another episode of the Anfield Boot Room. This is just going to be a super quick one because I've not recorded in a while and I should catch up on a few things. So, start off, we'll whip through what's been happening. Pre-season friendly is fairly boring. I got absolutely spanked 5-1 by Man City in what conceded 2 penalties before half time. The 4th minute goal was absolutely ridiculous. To be honest, I couldn't even. And obviously the stats show you it's a fairly even game. They had 4 clear-cut chances, but I had 3. I had more shots on target, that sort of thing. So yeah, we got absolutely spanked, and I thought, oh dear. But we've been on great form since then. To be honest, really doing well in the league. We absolutely battered Man United 5-1, and as you can see, we've made some additions, some not so subtle additions that you might see there, performing very, very well. So we've bought Lionel Messi, we've bought Paul Pogba, there's been a few others as well, which I will whip through at pace. Basically, the whole point of this game is called 16-9, and it's to get Liverpool their first league title and their first Champions League in a while. If we go to the overview page of the club, you can see, is it general? Oh no, history. You can see the Premier League number is now 21, but the Champions League number resides still on 5. I've won a few FA Cups, I've won a few Capital One Cups, Community Shield I've done a few times as well, and consequently, something you might also spot, I'm a club legend, standard stuff. I've also been an icon maker. I've made both Mario Balotelli and Memphis Depay icons of the club. Gabriel Jesus and Carlos Baiano are favourite personnel, which gives me great satisfaction. But yeah, so really it's that Champions League that I just can't seem to do, and it's getting quite annoying. So, but yes, the results, there we go, I'll find the right screen shortly. So the results have been good. We had a painful draw against Crystal Palace. I'm sure that was probably a rubbish game. Yep, 32 shots, 1 goal, absolutely unbelievable. But yeah, standard stuff. And we can have that. The thing that makes me laugh is we can have 30 odd shots against Crystal Palace and score 1 goal, and then we have the same, very similar number against Arsenal and we win 6-0. So there's been some absolute batterings against Stoke, probably very, very similar. Apologies for any background noise you might hear. Don't worry about that. I'm getting my tea made for me, so I'm not complaining. But yeah, you see very similar stats, and it just sometimes it's a 6-0, and this season, more often than not, it's been a 6-0. But yeah, there we are, and we've edged the odd game. Oh yeah, this most recent game was against Dortmund. We had already qualified for the Champions League group stage, and as long as I didn't lose like 5-0 or something, I was basically guaranteed top of the group. So I saved up some players so their energy was ready for this Man City game, which is the first big team I've played in a while. So we're gonna look at that and look to continue our long unbeaten run. If we jump to then, I guess, the transfers. So obviously there's been my usual hoarding of youth players, and a few random ones that I had to spend more money on. Yershov, he's not very good, but he's got great potential. What other ones are there? Ali Samir, was very happy to get him for not very much money. Physically, as you can see, he's an absolute monster. He's got great long shots, great passing, great vision, great dribbling, all of those sorts of things. I didn't buy him because he was wildly inconsistent, and obviously I've been scouting him throughout the years, and Getafe bought him, and he had a whole season in the La Liga, and it dropped off to just fairly inconsistent. And I was like, oh, for God's sake, well, if he's so good and he's got such potential, and I could pick him up for so little money, I thought it was worth a shot. Who else do we have? No one else really relevant. We bought in a few guys on a free so that I can sell them on. Paul Pogba was brought in for £60 million plus Gabriel Jesus. You'll see on the other side that that balanced out to essentially getting Paul Pogba for free, with the changes that I made in my midfield. So it will be somewhere on this hand side and we'll go through it, but I basically sold the guy he was replacing, Lucas Badger, for 60 million, and we'll have a quick look at why that was a good effective swap. I mean, Badger went to Man City, but yeah, you see the difference in the stats there is quite astounding. Pogba just being a much more accomplished technical player, and he's proved it. He's done really well since he came in, so that's good. We picked up Messi for 8 million. He's 33 years old. I've given him a 4-year contract and the number 37 because that is when I will be keeping him till. I've just banged him up front straight away, and 8 goals in 5 games tells its own story. He's nominated for World Player of the Year again. He's on obviously quite a lot of money because he's Lionel Messi, but he's been worth it so far. He had a little injury, but there we are. Someone who cost more than Messi is Tall Nick, who won European Golden Boy last season. I was not convinced by him it was said that he wasn't going to have that much potential, but and his goal scoring record is not stunning, but I couldn't ignore his stats. His stats are ridiculous. He's 6'7". He's one of the players who is best at heading in the whole entire world. And you compare that with obviously being great at passing, great off the ball, great determination, amazing technical stats. So he's got the technical stats of Messi and the aerial prowess of Peter Crouch. And I just couldn't really refuse that kind of combo. And he's of course Tall Nick. Looking to balance the books on the other side, obviously we sold some youth players. So Christian Atuni went for 4 million. Aim Aya, that's a good nickname, for 20 million. As you can see, he is absolute garbage, so that is 20 million luckily received. Marco Asensio for 35 million. He's a very good player, but no space for him. I believe I picked him up for something in the order of 2.8 million. So that's a good turnover in just a few years. Vidala for 36 million. He's a good player, in fact, but he never really got bought for 4.5, and he never actually. Did he ever play a Liverpool game? That'd be interesting to see. But yeah, so Cesar Herrera for 30 million. Don't really play fullbacks. He's a good player, and oh mate, they're doing Movember, so there's some guy we have to check in and check on some of my guys' tashes that are amazing. So bought for 6.5, sold for 30. Obviously, I've strengthened Arsenal quite a lot, and Man City a little bit. Luka Jovic went off to Moneybags Millwall. Which is hilarious. If you look at Millwall's transfer history, all of their big signings come from me. So Kurt Zuma for 20 million last year, Luka Jovic for 35 million this year. Made me chuckle because they're basically just funding me. My proxy benefactor is the Millwall owner. A lot of loans. Then Badger goes out for 60 million. Lozano goes out for 35 million. He's very good, but not good enough. As you can see, 1 million more loans because we've got like 500 players. Big John went out for 26 mil. Bakario Zakali went out for 13 mil. I think I'd got him on a free the season before, so yeah, no harm, no foul. Right, and then we've got Jesus went out. He's a good player. I got annoyed with him last season because he did fine, but he didn't score any in the league. So actually, in 10 and 6 sub-appearance league games, he scored as many as he did in 5 cup games, and I was relying on him in some games, and he just let me down. Chris Atig went out for 25 million. He is of course fantastic, and you see all of these players that I've let go that couldn't get in my team then come up in team of the week all the time. They all play super well for their new teams. Paul Gotts, I don't know how I got 4 million for him, but because he's terrible. Small Thiago went for 30 mil. Again, I don't play fullbacks. He developed super nicely, but yeah, got no time or space for him really. Haven't picked him up for 750k. That's a pretty good sale. Ruben Neves for 35 off to Real Madrid. Of course, in real life, he is captaining Wolves. Oh no, he's not. Connor Cody's captaining Wolves. Well, he's playing for Wolves really, really well. But yeah, he didn't quite ever get there, which I thought he would. I really thought he would. But there we go. More loans. Loads of loans. I think there's only one. Oh, a few more. So Goretzka went out. He's a good player for 12, what was it, like 25 million, 23 million, something like that. Just couldn't find space for him. He's a great central midfielder, and I don't play central midfielders, and he's not a great attacking midfielder or a great defensive midfielder. And I tried to play him in attacking midfield, I really did, but he was on a lot of money and all that sort of thing, so there we go. And then Balotelli, club icon Balotelli, out for 25 million. It helps that Messi is much better than him. He's still a good player, but aging horribly, work rate terrible, and I'm sure his physical stats will decline, so he'll just become a shooting machine. Although it did very well for me last season, so no complaints whatsoever. He's a club icon, out and out. Right, so we've been through the games, we've been through the transfers. I think we have a few silly names, just a few floating about. We'll have a look at those. Juan Blaze is, of course, someone who's coming into my squad. Sol Bamba is on my shortlist, I think, because he has excellent staff knowledge. I want that combination of Ivory Coast, Saudi Arabia, and Scotland. Absolutely stunning. Right, so yeah, we've got Lelena Saralaza. Lelena Saralaza. That's, I mean, he's, what country is he from? Like Madagascar. Yeah, he's Malagasy, of course he is. Then we've got Emil Ramanamahefa. Again, another Malagasy. I wish he was great. Emil Ramanamahefa. It's just alongside, obviously, Loic Wembangomo. These are all excellent names. Thomas Quilty. It's like, oh, how's that bed feel? Pretty quilty. I don't know if that's it for funny names. I'm not sure there were. Oh, there we go. There's one more. Kantapol Jatura Patarapong. I mean, even the first name is quite a mouthful. And he's played it through to Jatura Patar. Oh, he's missed already, and we haven't even finished his name. Jatura Patarapong. Funny people. Alright, so there we go. That's good names. So, you've seen the new squad. Oh yeah, we need to look at the tashes. They are very funny. So let's go right about. So we've got our lovely goalkeeper Wesley. Very much the going for a sort of Freddie Mercury sort of thing. Ali Samir, has he got one? No. Scouse Miguel definitely has one. He looks like he's doing an impression of a musketeer. I've changed his this guy's name, a great tash by the way, he looks like a cowboy, to Emiliano Heskey, because his name is Emiliano Aretha, and he's an amazing striker. He's physically dominant, but he can't finish. And the name, it's like since he got the new nickname, he has played more and more like Heskey. I think his assists rating is 6 starts, 8 assists. So his hold up play, he lays it off to the Michael Owens of the team. But yeah, 7 starts, 5 assists, 9 starts, 11 assists. Literally just a great hold up man. So that's funny stuff. Vladimiros, has he got? Yes. What a tash there on my 20-year-old guy called Vladimiros. Milton's got one as well. He's got a little weird tash that makes him look like he's a 1970s pop star. And who's the other one? Has Tall Nick got one? No. Guido Hoyos. Bloody hell. Any more for any more? Has Alagaya got one? Oh, yes, please. Look at the handlebar on that. Check that out. I think there's one more. Ramon Arque. Looks like a conquistador. So that is great stuff there from the Movember lot. I think there's some more in my reserves, but I can't be bothered to get there. Right, so the big game now is Manchester City. Right, so they've got a range of good players, and even their players that are not very good somehow always play up against me, and it's quite frustrating. But Christian Eriksen's excellent. Victor Fischer is good. Vincent Aboubakar always scores against me. There's no doubt about it. It's coming. They seem to be playing crap English fullbacks, and I'm not really sure why. But yeah, there we go. And they've got some talent on the bench as well. So Julian Brandt, Domenico Berardi, excellent players. Maximilian Mayer, familiar name, who I sold to them for 35 million a little while ago. And good old Jamesy Milner. I don't know how his stats are looking these days. Not good, so I'm not going to bother dealing with him. Right, so the actual game, get vengeance on Manchester City. I have a few unfortunate injuries at the minute. So Memphis Depay, club icon, got injured recently. And who's the other one? Yuri Tielemans as well got injured on international duty. So I'm having to jiggle about the midfield. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Obviously our new stars are playing. Messi's just come back from injury, so hopefully that'll make the difference. And that's what I'm really hoping here, is in the big games, the big stars blossom. So here we go, 2 minutes in. We're doing all right. Messi passes it off to Eder to finish. I would have preferred him to just whip that into the top corner himself, but there we go. So Manchester City have a few of my former stars who I flogged off to them, including Dragovic in defence and obviously Badger. Oh, good tackle from Kyle Walker-Peters. He is statistically not that great. There we go. Right, we seem to be doing quite well, but without actually producing anything of real merit. Oh, what a goal that would have been. Sorry, I just got something in my throat, which I'm going to try and get out at some point, or just make this a really husky recording. So Origi has been on fire for us recently. He's very quick, he's very efficient, he's quite consistent, and that's obviously what we like. Messi and Pogba linking up there nicely. Got Odegaard, bit of Odegaard in there. Pogba, smash it in, mate. Oh, they've crowded him out, and that's fair enough. Pogba, physically dominant. Origi, super quick, but gets tackled. Ooh, I thought it was a bit of a lax pass. Oh, Sterling's managed to tackle it through to Aboubakar, but he's somehow smashed it over. So we've had more, I would say, of the early running, but that doesn't mean anything when the score's 0-0. But yeah, we'll keep it going. Matt Target is very much not good. But, you know, Christian Eriksen, Vincent Aboubakar, good players. Origi wins the flick on to precisely no one. Fantastic. Eder, play that out to Odegaard, nice. To Coutinho, to Origi. Ah, it's wide, unfortunately. Go on, Messi. Oh, not quite. Anyway, next time, mate, next time. Odegaard to Messi, through to Coutinho. Origi, smash it in, mate. Oh, Hart is a good keeper on this. People forget that, you know, until about 3 years ago, Joe Hart was one of the top keepers in the world. Sponsored by Head and Shoulders, of course. Now he's got hardly any hair. Oh, yes, please. So, a speculative long-range effort from captain Matthias Kranevitter. Origi picks up the pieces, crosses it into an extraordinarily well-placed Odegaard, and just dinks it in. He just places the header down the centre of the goal, and we're 1-0 up just before half-time. Very happy with that. If we can put in a break here now, that would be outstanding. Right, I'm going to try and cover the mic and do a proper cough, because otherwise I'm going to be slightly in discomfort this whole time. Right, let's hope that sorted out the situation. Ooh, Felipe Coutinho offside there, so not quite. But you see, these match stats, they drive me crazy. I mean, Manchester City could have their second shot of the game on target now, and it would be level pegging. And that drives me nuts, because, I mean, we've got a really good defence, obviously. This structure obviously favours attack, but we've got a world-class goalkeeper as well, and sometimes it does not show. Although, having said that, yeah, he's had a lot of clean sheets this season, so quite happy with him. And of course, you know, there's a queue of clubs out the door wanting to get a hold of him. Oh dear me. Right. That's a great ball. Messi, can you do anything with it? Oh, Origi, how did that not go in? Oh well. we'll find out. Okay, so good stuff. I'm going to say I'm not happy because I'm a lad. I thought Messi played quite well, to be honest, but we'll leave him on because he's Lionel Messi and he, has extraordinary technical capabilities. Square that to Messi, mate. That's what you want to do. Oh, all the way to Odegaard. Through to Messi, Origi, Coutinho, Sterling. Anyone have a blinking shot? Fine. No, we've had two. Oh god, a bit of a ping pong in the box. We've had 2 clear-cut chances and 1 off the woodwork already. So I'm hoping that we can turn our, I'm going to call it dominance, into something a bit more concrete with a 2-goal lead at some point soon. I might look to switch it up because apparently Messi still isn't playing well. But what are we doing? Oh, Pogba handballed it, and now he's going to walk really slowly, and the ref's just going to stand there because that's a good position for a free kick taken here, isn't it? Friggin' miles away. Bloody Mike Dean, what an absolute idiot. Good save there, Rully. Well done, mate. And that's their 2nd shot on target of the whole game. Right, let's chase them out of here. It's a lot, not have them playing it around. I don't like that. Yeah, Kranovit, get on it, mate. So they've brought on Mayer for the vengeance, and we're building up some play, which is very nice. Messi, oh Messi! I tell you what, he might have to come off. He's not doing very well. What? What? Right, okay. Becky, who said she would be quiet, has instead made jokes and then said things that I can't hear. We can only speculate as to what the true nature of her comments were. I don't know if you could hear that, but that was quite a funny comment. Right, okay, I'm going to bring Messi off. I'm going to put Carlos Baiano on because Carlos Baiano is like the 3rd best player in the world. And then we're just going to leave it like that. So we'll see how that goes. Carlos Baiano is also, to be fair, on a very good run of scoring. Another yellow card for my defence. That makes me a bit edgy. Oh, Carl Walker-Peters is having the bloody game of his life. Right, it doesn't look like you should be able to launch an attack from what they've had, but they really tend to. Right, let's have a goal here, lads. Come on, I can't see it, but let's have one. George Alagai, Kranovita, Sterling, play it out wide. He was offside, surely. Yep, there we go. Right, so what are the... Oh, there's another replay. I'll make some changes in a minute. I just want to see this. See if we managed to do anything. Oh, another bloody point-blank save from Joe Hart. Right, Kranovita looks like he needs to come off. Pogba's booked. I'll take Kranovita off. And then see how it goes. Tom Gilhouse can come on. He's a very good player. Only very young. Everyone's after him, and he's a bit grumpy. I tried to get some more professional people to tutor. Oh, Kranovita, what a shot! Tried to get some more professional people to tutor him, so he became more professional. And they said that they didn't want to work with him because he's a little prick, which is, I guess, quite funny. Right, I want to take Paul Pogba off because he's tired and booked, but there's 2 bookings there. Oh, let's just go with it. So who have I got? Oh, I can bring Mamana on. So let's twiddle those about. There we go. No problemo. Let's see how this goes. I mean, we're still 1-0 up. We've changed the core of the midfield a bit, I suppose. But Gilhouse is good. Oh dear, we just kept getting that. That's that last little bit that we need. Go on. Oh yes, and I believe that's got to be a. That's not a very amazing assist by Carlos Baiano. That is a mucky tackle that's played it through to Origi, I believe. Yeah, lovely sliding tackle by agent Lucas Badger, and Origi slips it past Joe Hart, no problem whatsoever, and a good save. Oh, good defending there from our team. Right, you're always most vulnerable straight after you score, obviously. And we're holding on here, doing very well. How a central defensive midfielder just was offside, I don't know. Mayer is being ineffective, as he always was for me. And it's full time. Game over. Liverpool 2, Manchester City 0. A good win, boys. Well done. Well done. A good old boys. Divock Origi with 1 assist, 1 goal, man of the match. Lionel Messi taken off early. Giving him a flea in his ear about his performance because that was shoddy. Won't win, the golden ball playing like that, will he? Blew my neck. Mike Dean came under fire from the home fans appearing to be more favourable towards the visitors with most of his calls. You're telling me? Bloody hell. And that we're still undefeated in the Prem. We are a third of the way through the season. We are a possible 5 points clear, maybe more. Lovely big goal difference. Doing quite well, really. Doing quite well. We'll see what they have to say after the game. But yeah, it's very good as far as I could tell. Quite incredible victory. It was only 2-0, mate. Very pleasing. And that was it. Good God. Couldn't have been that interested in what I had to say. And that'll wrap up the very quick video.